What's up guys, Sean here, and today we're going to talk about Chick-fil-A bowing down to the far left, and I'm going to explain to you why all major companies will eventually back down and end up bowing down to the far left. But first, I have a join button below my channel now. If you would like to become a member and see secret posts, sometimes see videos early, you can join using that join button. You can also get the same thing by joining up on Patreon or Subscribestar, and you can buy shirts from my t-shirt store. Weird that I don't have a merch shelf when the qualifications for a merch shelf are 10k subscribers and the qualification for a join button is 30k subscribers, but whatever. Go to my Teespring store, buy a t-shirt, use promo code DUMBPROMO for 10% off everything that you could possibly want, imagine, order, whatever. Supporting the channel really allows me to cover topics like I did in the last two videos that I made on this channel, which immediately got demonetized and were confirmed as not advertiser friendly, so I really appreciate it. Now that we got all those announcements out of the way, let's get into the main topic of the video. So I was scrolling through Twitter the other day like I normally do when I'm not making videos for you, because the only two things I do throughout my entire life is make videos for you and scroll through Twitter, and I discovered that a lot of people that typically align with me on a lot of political issues were all of a sudden really upset at Chick-fil-A, which is kind of odd because these same people are typically the most ardent defenders of Chick-fil-A when they're facing a large swath of left-wing attacks, like they normally do, because we live in a ridiculous society where fast food chains have political ideologies and they are considered political enemies of one side of the political spectrum.
Is this a chicken restaurant opening, or is this some sort of a statement about the rights of people from the gay community and the transgender community that are here protesting?
CEO of Chick-fil-A, they have an organization that donates money to multiple charities and organizations that support anti-LGBTQI plus or ideology.
Now, the reason a lot of people who typically support Chick-fil-A were recently really upset by them is because it appears that they were finally bowing to what I like to call the alphabet mafia and the far left. To give you a little bit of what the kids are calling context these days, in 2012, some crappy left-wing newspaper rag decided to run a hit piece against the owners of Chick-fil-A, who are conservative Christians, and that hit piece included information like their owners are conservative Christians and they hold conservative Christian value. Now, when this article came out, everybody was like, okay, so the owners of Chick-fil-A aren't in favor of gay marriage and they're in favor of conservative Christian values, but you know what? I like their sandwiches, so I'm just gonna go eat there, and there was no controversy whatsoever. Well, that's what would have happened if we lived in a rational world where people can just engage with one another despite the fact that they might disagree on certain things politically. What actually happened is that the left went bananas and they demanded that Chick-fil-A be boycotted, and they decided that Chick-fil-A's conservative Christian values were not going to stand, and they launched a 7-year-long harassment campaign against the organization. Now, unlike other instances where the left and the alphabet mafia tries to bully organizations and companies into falling in line with their political values, conservatives actually rallied around Chick-fil-A. Mike Huckabee called for a national day where everybody would go in and eat at Chick-fil-A on the same day, just to show up the left and to show them that they don't have as much market share and as much market power as they think they have. And a lot of conservatives, Christians, moderates, and people who just thought it was plain ridiculous that you were attributing political motives and malice to a fast food organization all joined in. And since that original hate campaign launched by the left, Chick-fil-A has become one of the most successful fast food franchises in the country. In fact, in terms of per store sales, Chick-fil-A far exceeds any other fast food franchise, selling over $1 million worth of product more per store than even McDonald's. So clearly, whatever the alphabet mafia and the far left have been trying to do to Chick-fil-A has not been working, and it appears that in a large part, or in some part, due to the conservative Christian support of this organization, that Chick-fil-A has benefited over the years from not bowing down to them. So it was really odd to see Chick-fil-A as an organization release a statement saying that they were no longer going to donate money to the charity the Salvation Army after being criticized by the alphabet mafia. But that's because that story of Chick-fil-A being attacked by the far left, Chick-fil-A not bowing down to the far left, and people rallying around Chick-fil-A to make it a more successful organization than ever, and maybe than it ever would have been if not for the attacks of the far left, isn't really the whole story. Because while it is true that the left lost the marketing war, as in people aren't buying the propaganda that they're putting out about Chick-fil-A, and they lost the market war as represented by their sales because Chick-fil-A offers a good product, especially in comparison to other fast food chains, that's not enough to beat the far left because the far left doesn't play fair. They don't play by the rules. They don't even follow the laws. Over the past 7 years, Chick-fil-A has been assaulted relentlessly by state legislatures and city councils trying to use the mechanisms of government to prevent Chick-fil-A from opening locations in clear violation of the First Amendment rights of the owners. It was only a few months ago I did a video on this channel about the San Antonio City Council preventing Chick-fil-A from opening a location in the San Antonio airport just based on the fact that they have religious beliefs, or their owners have religious beliefs that the San Antonio City Council doesn't approve of. Despite the fact that Chick-fil-A was the most requested fast food restaurant at the San Antonio airport, despite the fact that they met all of the legal qualifications to open up a location at the San Antonio airport, for no other reason than the fact that the San Antonio City Council didn't like the political and religious views of the Chick-fil-A owners and where they decided to spend their own money, they were denied the ability to open a location in the San Antonio airport in clear violation of the First Amendment, which is supposed to protect you from reprisal from the government for exercising your religious beliefs. But San Antonio wasn't the first airport to do this. They ran into similar problems at Denver International Airport. And it's not just airports across the country. State, city, and local governments have been using their legislative power to obstruct and outright ban Chick-fil-A from opening up new locations in their jurisdictions. So after a 7-year-long harassment campaign, ridiculous protests, and the far left using government power illegally to harass your business based on your religious beliefs, I can understand why the people at Chick-fil-A are a little bit gun-shy at this point and might want to just pull money away from good organizations like the Salvation Army, who have recently come under fire of the far left and that same alphabet mafia. Now, I don't agree with this both on a principled level because you shouldn't give in to these bullying and outright illegal tactics, but I also disagree with this on a practical level because you can never satisfy the far left. And this is evidenced by the fact that right after Chick-fil-A gave in a little bit to the far left, GLAAD released a statement immediately demanding more and telling them that it's not good enough. I mean, just think about how ridiculous the far left is being when it comes to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, on average, pays better and has better benefits than any other major fast food chain. Unlike any major fast food chain, you are always guaranteed at least one day off if you work at Chick-fil-A because they are always closed Sunday. And I mean always. The Chick-fil-A location in the Falcon Stadium was closed the Sunday of the Super Bowl. That's how committed they are to always closing Sunday for religious purposes. Chick-fil-A has a lower employee turnover rate than other fast food restaurants. Chick-fil-A employees report being happier than employees at other fast food restaurants. Chick-fil-A franchise owners are more likely to have started at entry-level positions at Chick-fil-A before owning a franchise. That, among many other of Chick-fil-A's business practices, should put them near the top of ideal fast food locations for the far left, but all of that is undercut because Chick-fil-A's values that are represented in their business come from Christianity rather than far left dogma. I mean, seriously, the latest iteration of this harassment campaign against Chick-fil-A had to do with them donating money to the Salvation Army, a charity that helps everybody, including people in the LGBTQ community. They're not remotely anti-gay just because they are a Christian organization. They don't even push Christianity that well, because I've been in a bunch of Salvation Army stores because it's the only place where I could dump my tube TVs. Why they take them, I have no idea. They're completely worthless. And I didn't see any artifacts of Christianity when I was in there. But hey, that's the far left for you. They don't care if your business never discriminates against anybody. They don't care if there are no allegations that your business discriminates against anybody. They don't care if your business treats their employees better than other businesses in the same category. If you're donating money to a charity that serves everybody indiscriminately, that doesn't matter either unless you specifically go out of your way to endorse their ideology. They're going to be against you. And that's why the far left wins. It's because they're relentless. They will mercilessly hound you until you bow down to them, and then they will shame you when you apologize and demand more from you. If their shaming, harassment, and propaganda campaigns don't work against you, then they will use illegally, if need be, the power of government to force you to comply with their political ideology. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That's all I really have for you guys today. If you like this video, then please show me by leaving a like. You can subscribe for more content. Follow me on all my social medias. I sell t-shirts. You can support me through Patreon, Subscribe Star, one-time donations on Venmo and PayPal. They really help. I really appreciate them. This has been me talking about Chick-fil-A. Till next time.